Good afternoon. It's the 1st of July. Imagine that. Already in July. First half of the year is behind us. I know it seems like a lot longer than a half a year, but it's behind us. And we're moving forward. And that's good. The church is coming along nicely. We started this week to hear from the prophet Amos. He's not one of the professional class of prophets like Nathan or even Ezekiel. He tells us he's a trimmer of sycamores. He's a guy that worked in raising lumber. The Spirit of the Lord comes upon him, and he really takes Israel to task. Or rather, Judah to task. He's particularly hard on the priestly class who offer worship in the temple. He thinks it's become corrupt. Very similar to what happens in the time of John the Baptist, who comes from a priestly family, but he kind of shuns all that and goes out into the desert. A lot of scholars think he was part of a group that broke off because the temple worship had been so corrupt, called the Essenes. But when we hear from these prophets, it's a good thing. You know, they're the voice crying in the wilderness. They are speaking truth to power, which is something I think we need in this day and age. In the gospel, it's kind of a funny scene in the gospel. Jesus goes to the region of Gadarenes, and two possessed men kind of confront him. What have you have to do with us, Jesus, Son of God? They know who he is. And they're afraid that he's going to cast them back into the darkness. And they ask rather to be put into a herd of swine. And when he does that, they charge down, jump in the water, and they all drowned. Needless to say, the the swineherder was not real happy with them. And the people of the city weren't really happy with him. And they run him off. Now, of course, it wasn't a Jewish city because they wouldn't have a swineherd. Because pork is not kosher. Anyway, it's a funny scene. And I think we need those kind of scenes from time to time. But, you know, what it does tell us is that discipleship comes at a cost. And that we have to be willing to give up something for the Lord. Just a thought for the day. God bless you guys.